welcome. I'm here in the polytunnel today, giving it a good clear out, ready for this season's growing. Now there are a few things that will be left, not pulled out and taken away. And one of them is this Brussels sprout. Well, there's actually 3 Brussels sprouts here, all a bit weak and pathetic because they have been completely neglected all winter long. And it's really dry in here when I'm not watering. Now they've started going to seed. And what I'm going to do is just snap off this seed head, or the beginning of this flowering sprig, and leave the plant like that. And all these little Brussels sprouty bits will start creating more fluffy sprouty leaves. I'm going to eat this just raw now. It's delicious. So here's one I snapped its top off the other day, maybe a week ago, and we've already got all these lovely little side shoots of fluffy new Brussels sprouty leaves, and it'll get bushier down its stem as well. What were going to be sprouts will all start bushing up. So although this one started shooting and getting tall, I'm literally going to go down the stem a bit and snap it off. I'm going to try. There we go. Then this little bit here will start reshooting and bushing up. So where all its sprouts were supposed to develop, now we'll get some extra bushy leaves. This plant's looking a bit thirsty at the moment actually. Give it a good drink. The main job in here today is to clear away all of last year's dead plants, the old dried up tomato stalks and pea shoots. It doesn't take very long and things are already looking better. Now I've had a bit of a tidy up and cleared some space, I'll be able to plant those peas I've got desperate to be out of their 3-inch pots. While I'm in here, this is the Geranium Madurense that I was mentioning last week when I was planting seeds indoors. This one was planted out in the polytunnel in its 3-inch pot. So far it's doing really well, so I'm quite chuffed with that. There's one more as well, right at the back. Just showing its seed leaves at the moment. Got those peas planted, so they're all in and had a good water. They'll be much happier now once they've settled down. Now it's started raining, I'm grateful to be tucked up nice and dry inside the polytunnel. Now here I'm sat amongst my fennel plants, and I was a little nervous to start clearing all its old dead stalks and twigs. I've allowed it to get a lot taller than I usually do before I clear the previous year's growth. Normally when it's about 6 inches tall, I'll make sure I cut off all last year's stems. I just have a nice luscious green fennel plant growing. But I've got a bit behind with things this winter. It's at least 2 foot tall and I still haven't cleared last year's stems. A little nervous of cutting them down because I thought maybe this year's growth might go all floppy if I do. Thinking it's last year's stems that are helping hold it up, and it's got used to being held up with last year's stems. It doesn't have to support itself. But this plant here, I've already cleared quite a big chunk, and it seems to be doing okay. I have the odd floppy stem, but most of it is holding firm. So I'm happily going to go ahead and clear the rest of it. Now getting in to take a good close look at the base of this fennel plant. This particular chunk here I thought was dead and was just about to cut it away and rip it out when I noticed we've actually got some little green shoots coming up from right down at the base here. So I'm going to leave it. It'll catch up with everything else. Oh my goodness, that rain is so loud. I hadn't realised how noisy it was. And Here's what I'm dealing with in most of the plants. All these nice new shoots from this year, twisted in amongst last year's old woody stalks. I don't need to cut the stalks to the ground, just down to about 6 to 10 inches. They can help support the base. Well, here's the fennel now. I've cut all last year's dead twigs away. It's holding up very well. I seriously did think it was all going to flop everywhere. There's actually 3 good fennel plants in this bed. This tall one here, the shorter one at the front, and another little wispy one off to the side. Here I have a lettuce that's self-seeded, so I'm going to leave that there. Another couple of lettuces that have self-seeded. They're actually just outside of the raised bed, growing in the path. As I haven't planted any lettuce seed yet this year, I'm going to leave them. I'll just have to water the path as well as the bed. So here I have a beautiful purpley red cabbage that I'm treating in exactly the same way as those bolting Brussels sprouts. As it's a cabbage, rather than just pinching off the top, I've actually cut the head out of the heart of this cabbage, and it will regrow lots of new bushy cabbagey leaves, young and tender for me to eat. If I zoom in a lot closer, you can actually see it's already starting to grow new sprouts. I cut the heart out of this about a week ago. This little purple shoot here is new cabbage growth, along with here, and in at these leaf joints down there, and all the way around this centre core. It'll grow lots of new little cabbagey heads for me to enjoy, young and tender. Well, this side of the polytunnel is looking a lot nicer now I've had a clear out. And the other side I still haven't touched. I'll come back and do that tomorrow. Well, I've put my raincoat on and I'm heading back to the house. But I thought I would stop to finish this video and show you this yellow forsythia while it's in full flower. It's huge. Oh, where's it gone? Can we get it all in the screen? No, I have to walk even further away. There we go. Enormous yellow forsythia. So that's it for this video. Bye from this rainy day. And we'll see you next time when hopefully it might have stopped. I'm not confident though. I think this rain might be hanging around for a few more weeks. In the summer we'll be desperate for it. Right now I just wish it would stop so I could cut some grass.
If you've enjoyed today's video, click that like button and let me know. Click subscribe and YouTube will make sure you see my next video. Bye for now and thanks for watching. And remember, whatever you're doing, have fun doing it.